From the 2000 live Inside Scoop broadcast
to the 2000 Inside Scoop broadcast,
we've got the 2000 broadcast scoop.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Centurions, and welcome to another edition of the Inside Scoop. I'm Adeyling Fiallos from class of 2008.
And I'm Elizabeth Maciel, also from the class of 2008. But today is Friday, September 8th, 2017. And yep, that's how we began the broadcast back on December 11th, 2006.
If you haven't figured it out yet, today is a special day. Today is the 2000 live Inside Scoop broadcast. 2000 live broadcast, and it seems like just yesterday you and I were anchoring the Inside Scoop.
Yeah. Speaking about our times on the Inside Scoop, Adeyling, how did being on the Inside Scoop benefit you, and what are you doing now?
Well, thank you for asking, Elizabeth. After I graduated high school, I actually went off and pursued a career in journalism. Little did I know that this is where it all began for me. This is where I found my passion for communications. I'm in public relations now, but this is where it all began. What about you?
After high school, I've just been working for SAUSD. Now I'm currently here at Suntree.
Awesome.
I have 6 years. I have some co-workers or some anchors.
Everyone knows you here. Awesome.
It's hard to imagine that we were on the Inside Scoop over 10 years ago. The 2006 to 2007 school year, I don't think Mr. Bush has any pictures of this year or the years that we were broadcasting. But look at these pictures from 2011 and 2012 when the TV studio looked very similar to how it was when we were there.
I remember that tiny room behind the library. It was originally a storage room for TVs on carts that would need to be moved from one room to another as teachers needed them. It was it was so crowded in there. Sometimes would have more than 20 students in that tiny little room. You've had to watch where you made every step. And let me go off script right here. This is where I remember that Mr. Bush actually almost fell, or he tripped over the camera cables because it was so tiny. You had to watch every single step.
Yep, I remember that small, crowded little room.
And it was live too. We just started cracking up. It was hilarious.
And do you remember how incredibly hot it was in that room? No air conditioning with super hot halogen lights that would burn you if you touched them.
Yeah, I do remember that. It was always so hard to talk quietly in that control room also. Nothing compared to what it is now. The control room wasn't a separate room like it is today. We always had to whisper about switching from one camera to another.
The teleprompter back then was really tough to use. The students running the teleprompters had to follow along with the words facing backwards so it would show correctly for the anchors to read. Sound easy, but it wasn't.
And we had a green paper background back in our days.
But later, they had a reflective curtain that reflected blue lights from a ring around the cameras. Remember those blue lights? It made it really hard to read the script. Ask some of your teachers about that if they guest anchored during that time.
That's right. Now in the new, more spacious TV studio, things have changed big time. Besides the two anchors and maybe an interviewer that you can see, the Inside Scoop is run by at least 10 other students in the studio behind the cameras and in the control room, making all the magic happen, like putting in this digital TV studio set that you see behind us. It's a total team effort. 12 to 15 people have had their hands in each and every broadcast.
So if let's say that each broadcast takes 12 students times 2,000 broadcasts, that's 24,000 positions that needed to be filled in order to complete those 2,000 broadcasts.
Now, in any given year, there was an average about 20 students in the TV broadcast classes. Over 13 years, that's only about 260 students to fill those 24,000 positions. That means that each student worked on about 90 broadcasts each year.
And while we're talking numbers, let's see how other popular TV shows compare to the 2000 Inside Scoop broadcast.
Well, you've probably heard of the show Law and Order. They've only made about 456 episodes of that show, not even close to the Inside Scoop.
Not even. There's Monday Night Football with 667 airings. That ain't nothing.
And the longest running primetime animated series, The Simpsons, they have only had 650 episodes. Can you believe that?
Did you ever watch The Electric Company when you were a kid? I don't even recall that show. They made 780 of them.
Doctor Who on the Sci-Fi Channel has done 826 episodes to date. Saturday Night Live aired 829 shows. Late Night with David Letterman, 1,819 shows. Okay, now we're getting a little close. The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, 1,936 shows. Really close, but not quite there.
Not quite. Really, there aren't that many shows that have had more episodes, but there are some. For example, the Ellen DeGeneres Show, which is still on air now, they've done 2,234 shows with more to come.
And Sábado Gigante has done 2,466 shows, and Access Hollywood, one of the ones that I always watch, has been on the air more than 6,550 times so far.
Wow. So the Inside Scoop has a way to go before they catch up to some of those shows. But I think Mr. Bush will be dead and buried long before they Access Hollywood, if they even stop making that show.
All that to say that 2,000 live shows is pretty remarkable. Now, in its 14th year, the Inside Scoop has become an integral part of the fabric of Century High School.
Hey, we better get to the school news that needs to get covered today.
Right. By now, you all should have your Chromebooks. It is strongly recommended that you purchase insurance for your Chromebook. Insurance forms are available in the library. If you choose not to select insurance programs that are offered, you will be held financially responsible for all broken screens and all other repairs caused by misuse. It's a little money up front, but it could save you a whole lot in the long run.
Seniors, the senior conference is this coming Monday, September 11th. You need to pick up your folders outside the attendance office before first period, starting at 7:30. If you arrive after first period has started, then you'll need to go to the attendance office to pick up your folders so you know where you need to go. But you responsible seniors won't be late, right?
All senior English classes will report to the library. All government classes will report to the TCC under respective periods. Please go there directly. And remember to bring your fully charged Chromebooks. You will be using them.
The administration and teachers would like to express their appreciation to you students for helping keep Century High School clean. You are doing an outstanding job of picking up trash in the morning, after breakfast, and after lunch. Good job and keep it up, Centurions.
FCA, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, the new name for the Christian Catholic Club, is looking for student leaders. If you're interested in a leadership position in FCA, they are hosting an informational meeting Wednesday, September 13th during both lunches. So get your lunch and hurry to room 415 for first lunch or room 5117 for second lunch. Please see Mrs. Fidel or Mrs. Butler for more information. They hope to see you there.
Let's talk about sports. Yesterday, the girls' volleyball team, led by former Centurions Liana Munoz and Omar Rojas, played Godinez here in our gym. To give you the lowdown on how they did, here's Stephany Rodriguez.
Hi, I'm Stephany Rodriguez, and I'm at Century's gym. We're going to be watching the girls' varsity volleyball play versus Godinez. Wish them luck.
Stephany, and way to go, Lady Centurions. The ladies won 2 games and lost 1, so they took the win. Great job. And we have a report that should have aired earlier this week, but it got lost in the whirlwind that is the Inside Scoop. Here's reporter Kent Vara talking to Coach Chepe about this week's Santa Ana City cross-country meet.
Hello guys, today I'm right here with Coach Chepe and he's going to tell us all about the race team from yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday we have our first race. It was a city meet, the Santa Ana City meet against all the Santa Ana high schools around, and it went well. We got what we wanted as coaches. We figured out or had a good idea of where everybody's at right now, running wise, and there's a couple of runners that I want to name. One of them is Samantha Lopez. She's a freshman and took first place in the varsity race, running pretty good time. And then we also have Yuridia Figueroa on the JV race taking first place as well. On the boys side, Giovanni Guzman run a 16:48, if I'm not mistaken, which are pretty good times, and little by little we will see improvement throughout the season. This is just the start of it, and next week we're going to be having 2 races. Hopefully we see more improvement on the people running, and that's about it.
And what about for the next race?
Next race is, as I said earlier, we have 2 races next week. One will be Wednesday, which is our league cluster at Irvine Park. That one starts at 3, and then we have an invitational Friday at Norco, Silver Lakes. That one starts at 5. So hopefully we get a couple people down there to support us, and we will see some Centurions out there.
So there you have it, and back to the studio.
Thanks for that, Kent. And lastly, we can't forget that tonight in our Century Stadium, our varsity football team takes on Trinity Classical Academy that is traveling here from Valencia, which is up near Magic Mountains, north of Los Angeles.
The varsity boys are coming off a solid 45-0 victory against Fireball High School last Friday. Can they do it again and start a winning streak? I'm confident that they can do it. But you can't say you were there when the winning streak really got going if you're not there tonight.
What else are you going to be doing on a Friday night besides playing video games, right? Nothing? So come support your Centurion football team tonight at 7 o'clock in our stadium. I'm sure they'll have the grill going, so bring some money for a tasty hamburger or hot dog. For some reason, they always taste better at a sporting event. You'll see.
And that brings us to the end of the 2000 live Inside Scoop broadcast. We hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks for watching today. Tune in on Monday to see how first-timers Danny Cruz and Vesna Nork begin the run towards 3,000th broadcast.
But before we go off the air, I needed to do a special thank you to these 2 individuals that came in on their own time, not at work right now. They took time off to come here, and I wanted to thank them very much. So I have a nice little plaque for you.
Thank you.
You're the only 2 people that will ever be able to say that you did the 2000th Inside Scoop broadcast. So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You guys are great. Thank you. All right. And
thank you, guys.
All
This
right,
is so much fun. Let's do this.
Bye.
Let's celebrate. Bye, guys.